So today I want to talk about the foreign media perspective on Portugal and how, pretty much like our own media, they lie and they create this narrative that Portugal is fine, there are no issues, and that the left and far left government has saved the country. Last year, the New York Times published an article talking about how the Portuguese government, the left and far left government, dared to end austerity and that the country is making a major comeback. And this is, of course, the title of the article in big letters. While if you actually read the article, you will see that this so-called journalist from the New York Times did mention that there are cuts to the public services and that there are tax increases. Yet the title is Portugal Dared to End Austerity. This is a lie, and the actual fact, as you heard in my previous videos, Portugal has never had such a high tax rates since the first republic in 1974. We've never had so many taxes and as high as they are now. Same for the public services cuts. They are the biggest that we have ever seen, to a point where the national health system and the public transportation system are completely destroyed. They barely work and they cannot fulfill the needs of the people. You know, the people pay more taxes and higher taxes, yet the services, the public services, are worse and worse. And this is due to all the cuts that this government has been doing while claiming that they ended austerity. It's a big lie, and I was quite surprised to see that even the foreign media was quite happy to spread that lie, to spread the Portuguese government's propaganda. And I actually sent a mail to this journalist, in quotes, from the New York Times, asking her why did she not do her homework for this article, because it's clearly a lie and Portugal is not making any major comeback. We have one of the highest debts in Europe, the third highest. We have one of the highest tax rates in Europe, considering the average wages that we have in Portugal. And the cuts to the public services are also the highest ever. So how can you claim to have ended austerity when what you're doing is exactly the opposite? And the New York Times just simply pushed the government propaganda. They didn't fact check. They didn't see if they didn't check the statistics, they didn't check the financial data. They just published an article that was exactly what the Portuguese government wanted. And I was surprised because I had no idea that even foreign media would push for the propaganda of a specific government, because I thought that since our own media is so corrupt and so basically controlled by the left, I thought that the foreign media would be the only one to actually lots of bumps here. I thought the foreign media would be the only one that would actually show the correct state of the country, because they would only publish an article after checking facts. But the New York Times, of course, is fake news, and they just push for the typical left propaganda, which our own media already does. And clearly publications, again between quotes, also do this in foreign countries. That was surprising to me, but that's the reality, and that's also one of the reasons why you cannot trust anything that the media tells you, especially these large publications that have created throughout the years, have created or gathered a large amount of people that read their pieces and assume that they are being truthful. But the New York Times, they don't just publish fake news about Trump. They also publish fake news about Portugal, and I'm sure they publish fake news for pretty much everything they write for, as long as it's from the same ideology, which is the left and the far left. If the propaganda being pushed follows those ideologies, then it's okay. They will publish it, no problems. And that's all I had to say about this. I hope you like this, and I'll continue with other news from Portugal and the state of this country in the next video. So I'll see you next time.